All the meat that Saskia eats accounts for 40% of her fat intake and almost half of her salt intake.
It's made me feel quite bloated and full. My stomach's making noises that it doesn't normally make.
Dr. Christian wants to show Saskia why eating so much fatty meat is so bad for her.
Saskia, I brought you out here to talk about meat. Here is a week's worth.
That is really a lot of meat.
Pretty much every single animal is represented here. 1 frankfurter, on it goes. 2 pieces of fried chicken. We have some curried chicken. We have some pork chow mein. 2 portions of spicy wings. 7 pork sausages. 3 slices of roast beef. 2 portions of curried goat. And then we have 2 chicken burgers. So, how are we doing so far?
Horrible.
Horrible. We've still got more. A bacon sandwich. 9 chicken nuggets, on we go. Stewed chicken, jerk chicken, a chicken leg, 2 drumsticks and a thigh. That is your week's worth of meat that you get through, sizzling away on my barbecue there.
I don't think I really realised how much I am actually eating.
But unfortunately, you tend to eat a lot of processed meat and shop-bought meat. And there are all sorts of additives that are added. Sodium nitrite. Basically, it's a preservative that we add to meat to allow it to sit longer on the shelves. Potassium chloride, flavour enhancer. The trouble with potassium in excess is it can actually cause fatal heart arrhythmias when the heart beats erratically, so not to be had in overdose. We then have 32 grams of salt that you get through in a week.
That's shocking.
Salt can, in excess, raise blood pressure, which can lead to things like heart disease and stroke. So it's better to keep your salt levels to a recommended daily amount, which is about 4 grams a day on average, okay? And then finally, 60 grams worth of saturated fat. This is the fat that raises cholesterol, clogs arteries, causes heart disease, and it causes stroke.
I don't think I was really aware of how much fat the meat actually produces. I'm a bit lost for words.
Government guidelines say we shouldn't eat over 70 grams of red or processed meat a day. And Dr. Christian wants to show Saskia what could happen to her body if she ignores this advice.
Do you know what's going on here?
I have no idea.
This is a condition called gout. Have you heard of gout?
Yeah, I have.
Uric acid, which comes as a breakdown product of purines, which you find in meat. Uric acid levels build up, and when they get to a certain level, they start to crystallise out, and they tend to crystallise out in the joints. This causes a really bad inflammatory reaction in the joint. You get this swelling, it gets hot, it's incredibly painful, and it's also very, very destructive. More common in people who are very overweight, more common in people who have very high levels of meat products in their diets as well. So you are a prime target for this sort of thing. How do you avoid this? Well, there's medication that can lower uric acid levels. Other people, if it's clearly from their diet, need to cut down on purine-containing foods, and in your case, that would be cutting down on the meat products.
That's really hard to kind of deal with, knowing that by the food I'm eating, I could end up like that.
Dinner time in the feeding clinic, and there's yet more meat on the menu.
What's that?
That's jerk chicken and macaroni and cheese.
I don't think I've ever had jerk chicken.
It's the first time for everything.
And Nick served up 2 small unseasoned chicken thighs and salad.
Oh, it's very different from mine.
It's quite a lot of macaroni and cheese. There's a lot of fat in that. It's just there, and I know it is.
Yeah,
So it's just at the back of my mind that it's there.
Yeah.
But despite his concerns, he presses on, unlike Saskia, who's finding Nick's palate too bland for her liking.
For me, it's really difficult to eat chicken that's not seasoned. It doesn't sit well with me.
You tried the avocado yet?
No, I don't like the texture of avocado. I find it really, I don't know.
It seems like a day's worth of Nick's simple diet is taking its toll on Saskia.
I don't think I'm going to be able to eat much more, Nick. I'm feeling really not great.
Not feeling too good?
No, not at all. I'm feeling super sick. I think I'm going to have to... Do you mind? Sorry. I don't know if it was because of the food and how bland it was, or the taste or texture, I don't know. But I just felt really sick and queasy and not very nice.
Coming up, Nick's diet proves too much for Saskia to take.
What's wrong? What's upsetting you?
I just can't eat the food.
And we hear how eating disorders can push sufferers to the extreme.
I would tend to not eat for days on end, and then I would purge whatever I ate.
Caribbean food queen Saskia Roberts and fussy food analyst Nick Harvey are on day 2 of their diet swap.
Morning, Nick.
Morning. You okay?
Not feeling great, but I'm okay.
This morning, Nick's breakfast looks more like dinner, as he'll be tucking into a Saskia special. Leftover cod, mashed potato and broccoli.
Never had mashed potato for breakfast before, so...
If there's stuff from the night before, I'll have it in the mornings. In the afternoon, if there are any leftovers, I would have maybe a snack on that. Whatever's left over from lunchtime, I'd probably snack on before I have dinner. You're eating that really fast. I think that's the fastest I've ever seen you eat.
I am quite hungry this morning. I think I'll eat most of it.
Whilst Nick, who usually eats to a strict timetable, tucks into his dinner-style breakfast, Saskia hardly touches her second bowl of bland porridge.
So how's the porridge going down this morning?
Not great. I'm starting to feel a bit sick again.
But could you not just be feeling ill from lack of food?
I don't think it's from the lack of food. I think it's from the type of food.
Do you not think you should at least try to eat the porridge? Because, I mean, I'm eating your leftovers.
I'm a bit confused about Saskia's reactions. I'm not sure whether it's all just because she's ill or whether some of it is just a reaction to what she's eating. If it is just the food, then that's a bit annoying because I'm doing my part. She should kind of do hers.
Saskia may well be feeling poorly, but life is full of obstacles, and if she wants to succeed at losing weight, then she needs to push herself at all times.
And she doesn't have to wait long for another opportunity to make the effort, as she's presented with exactly the same lunch she's picked at previously, a chicken salad sandwich and small fruit pot, whilst Nick's got a mountain of mixed-up pasta, tuna and sweet corn.
How are you finding the lunch?
Yeah, it's okay. Still trying to get over the whole mixed thing.
And do you think this is going to help you?
Yeah,
or has
definitely.
helped you?
I've definitely started breaking some of the habits already, so...
And you'll be able to start mixing up your foods, because, I mean, that is really mixed up. And I think a bit of variety wouldn't hurt you.
Fussy Nick seems to be making progress, unlike Saskia.
How are you dealing with the tomatoes?
I'm not dealing with tomatoes.
I'd really like you to eat the tomatoes, because they are part of the sandwich that I normally eat. I am eating what you normally eat.
Yeah, I know.
It seems Nick's plain talking has hit a raw nerve.
What's wrong? What's upsetting you?
It's just really hard because I really want to do well for you and I can't. I just feel like I'm letting you down and I'm letting myself down, but I just can't eat the food. I just feel really guilty.
Give me a... You don't have to eat any more tomato.
It's just all a bit too much, you know, not feeling well. I think it's just a mixture of everything. I am sorry.
Don't worry about it, you're fine, you're doing well.
I just feel a bit bad for Nick because, you know, he's really trying and it just made me upset because I just felt like I was letting him down a bit.
Over the course of the series, 6 people have been sharing their very personal experiences of life with an eating disorder. Commonly thought of as conditions that affect mainly women, they can and do affect men too. In the last 10 years, there's been a 66% rise in male admissions to hospital for eating disorders. And Jonathan McIntyre is one of the men affected. At 19 years old, he suffers from disordered eating.
In one specific period of about 9 months, I lost just over 11 stone. I would tend to not eat for days on end, 2 or 3 days, and then I would purge whatever I ate. By purge, I mean that I would make myself sick after I ate.
Disordered eating can include eating masses of the same kind of food, choosing foods of a certain colour or shape, and binging and purging.
Only 2 years ago, Jonathan tipped the scales at just over 20 stone. Tormented by bullies and being told to lose weight, he began to starve himself.
I sort of became addicted to losing weight, addicted to the fact that I was and that I could. As time went on, the days I fasted became less and the amount I eat became more, but I was also beginning to binge and purge.
And this binge-purge habit has consumed Jonathan's life over the past year.
A major binge would be like buying 1 or 2 things from every aisle in the shop, and then sometimes take away things as well, and those could be upwards to like 100 quid. Tend to have the things with the temperatures first, basically the fish and chips, then the ice cream. Anything that needs to be cooked then goes into the oven, and then start on the other things, the savoury things, like the sandwiches, the pastries, and generally it just goes from there. In the process of binging, it can be quite hectic, quite frantic. Just tend to unpack things fast, try to eat things as fast as possible. After I've binged, I tend to feel ridiculously uncomfortable, like I feel like I'm going to burst, and so then I will just tend to purge.
Yet the compulsion of disorder